be another 30 seconds, I will switch to the game stream, and we can finally start talking about something relatively interesting, being the game itself. It's taken like 20 minutes to get here, boys, but, you know, we've made it, and that's what matters. That is what matters. So, yeah. Alright, we're in game. Let me swap these screens really quickly. And then game capture. Okay. Now, you might see a bit of red and white on your screen. If you guys can't see the screen, then I'll have to fix something. But I don't think it should be an issue. Hopefully. I really hope it's not just a black screen, because that would be really bad. Okay, no, it's not a black screen. Right, problem solved. Okay, so this is the Pyrenees map. Okay, this isn't bad. This is a nice map. I like this. This is actually an interesting map, yeah. It's huge. Holy crap, I forgot, yeah, because the mod has like the much bigger maps now. Usually I think the borders are like on this blue line, and then like literally on this blue line too. So it's that. But yeah, this is much bigger. So anyways, we can just take a look at both players' armies really quickly. I think the map size has been shrunk a little bit, but you know. So, Boris going as the Easterlings over here. Please tell me they're two different factions. Yes, they are. He's got 2 units of those, like, Variag warriors, and then his main line, just the Lokebrim mace men, like, you know, most people would take. Then he's brought, I guess, 2 Warlords of Rune. Looking alright. And then we got another Warlords of Rune, so not just 2. And then, what are these? These are the Variag boatmen. These guys, both good in melee. Not great archers. They're probably one of the worst, like, medium tier archers in the game. Like, I'm talking about pure archery, but that's because they double as melee infantry. And then he's got 2 Bane in the Steppies and a Variag Lancer unit. Why is my throat hurting? I don't know. Like, I think I've there's something to do with my, I don't know, my like throat is just hurting when I speak for some reason. Maybe I've got corona. I really hope not, because that would be pretty bad. But yeah. So Mythic's got a much bigger army, I think. It definitely looks like it. You can see his main line's just marksmen of Dale, who are just running away from me. And then he's got shipmen, Lake Town Guards, Dale Cavalry Regiment, a load of pikemen, Violent Guard, and then a terrible cavalry force, if I'm being honest. If I were him, I probably would have spent some more money on this cav. I don't really like the merchant escorts. They're not very good. They're like just a poor man's heavy cavalry. But yeah, the shipmen aren't very good either, to be honest. They're like, they cost 825. They're not bad, but against the Lokrim Macemen, they're not going to do much. So he's going to have to rely on these Lake Town Guards to breach the line. I don't know how these Violent Watchmen are going to perform. I don't really think these pikes are that great, at least against heavy infantry. I know they do bits against light infantry, but we're gonna have to see. I probably wouldn't have taken them. I probably would have just like got rid of these guys and gone for some like just some daily and sword infantry instead. But we can see what they are trying to do. Bear with me for a second. You're going to see a weird Anyong. Nice English, Magpie. I don't know what you were trying to achieve with that statement, but I agree. Anyong. Pretty solid. Okay. The players are finally ready. Go, go, go. And we can see this battle start to unfold. Jeez, man, I'm struggling to speak. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm speaking too quietly, but like my... Ah, God. Man, my neck feels tight. What the hell is going on? I was fine like 10 minutes ago. That is definitely weird. But yeah, if you guys are just arriving, this is going to be, I think, a 3-match straight battle. So I'm going to be here for probably an hour and a half commentating. And if my voice is acting like this, then that's definitely not going to be too good. But that's okay, because, you know, what I do for RoM, right? What I do for RoM. We can see both players moving up, obviously, sort of just a default thing to do. You're not meant to noob box or camp or anything.
The enemy approaches.
Boris has got his cav quite far away from his main line, which is a bit of a worry, because if MythicYeet, what a great name, by the way. I just love that name, MythicYeet. You know, who would have thought of something like that? But if he went on the offensive here with all four of his cavalry and sort of just went after these lines, he doesn't have any spearmen, he has loads of shock infantry, and, you know, he could easily get some kills onto some archers, some shock infantry, etc, etc. Maybe Boris would start doing the same, but I think Mythic would, with his higher numbers, come off the better out of the two. But he's deciding to fall back. I mean, alright, not the worst strategy in the world. I guess both have their positives and negatives. Maybe he's trying to be a bit more defensive with it, but I think his cav really need to start, you know, in this battle. They have a lot on their plate if they want if he wants to win, because, you know, he is outclassed in most areas. His archers are better, but his infantry is worse, his shock infantry is worse, his pikes I really don't see doing very well. I mean, I might be proven wrong, right? I really might be proven wrong, but I can't see them doing exceptionally well against sort of the heavy armor of RoM. But yeah, if I'm a bit quiet, guys, just please feel free to tell me. That is a good idea, Death Note. And once again, you're about to see a pink screen. I need to remember, stop alt-tabbing. It's not going to work. That happens. So, yeah, I guess they're both just moving up. They don't want to sprint. They don't want to get themselves tired. It makes sense, but it obviously makes for a bit of a slow start. But that's nothing we can really do something about. What I'm hoping to see is maybe Mythic just sitting back and going for the missile engagement, not trying to send in his infantry, because that's where the Easterlings are going to be much better. They obviously have like the better infantry, just as we've gone over. You can see the Locrum Macemen with their AP and stuff like that, plus their much better shock infantry is just gonna really demolish them. I don't know what he's doing here, maybe just trying to reform. Okay, yeah, probably. So yeah, I guess that's exactly what he's doing. I mean, if I were the Easterlings, I wouldn't be trying to skirmish. I'd literally just charge straight in, because if he charges straight in, he's gonna beat them. He really is. Like, I mean, maybe the cav will be a bit of a worry, but just in a straight out fight, Boris has got this, you know, unless he really messes up with the cav. But yeah, are they getting in range? I don't think. Unfortunately, as spectator, we can't seem to really see the range. Usually when you hover over a unit or two, you can see them. But yeah, it's not something we can do. I mean, I'd say... Oh no, if we hold space, well, we can. You can see the Dale Marksmen do have a little bit more range. But yeah. What I'm worried about, right, is if like one of these... Imagine if like one of these two participants is just listening to what I'm saying. Like, maybe we've got a cheater. You never know. They could be cheating. Yeah, never know. But yeah, it seems like Boris might be doing exactly what we spoke about. I'm not entirely sure. Mythic holding off on his fire. Okay, I mean, fair enough. Maybe he's trying to go after the shock infantry. Maybe not. But the line's getting ever closer. Very slow start, but hopefully it picks up relatively soon, so we don't just sit here forever. I mean, okay, Mythic going aggressive with his cav. See, this is where you just literally do that. Like, you just charge these guys, because these Variag warriors are not going to be able to stop that charge. You could literally kill easily over half the unit. I don't know why he's going around just charging them. Oh, okay, and we get the first engagement. He did not get a charge off Mythic, but he actually didn't really get charged either, so you know... For the melee cavalry, you don't really have a good charge bonus. That isn't the worst thing in the world. Mythic now going a lot more aggressive. He could probably outnumber this cavalry if he goes in, but he's just running away and he hasn't noticed. He's going to get charged. Okay, he turns around at the last second. That's fine. That's fine, but he should be sending in the rest of his cav to help them out now. This is a good time. You know, this isn't bad. Even if he doesn't engage these guys, that's completely fine, because he can focus on these two units on these sides of the field. Now, one thing I have just realized is these guys are spear cavalry, so they're actually going to do really well against the melee cav. So that's a bit of an issue. He needs to start maybe trying to take out these Bane of the Steppes ASAP. The infantry starting to get in range, and this is what you really don't want if you're Mythic. He hasn't really been able to do much with his archers yet, and they're already getting in the main line. Maybe send in the Lake Town Guard first. They're both not you. Still to this day, I find it funny how inaccurate these shipmen is. Look, Magpie, I know you're listening, right? It's a great feature, but just look at this. Look at this. Look at where the javelins... If you have a javelin, what is the point of having a javelin? If they just, like, fire them 20 feet above the heads. Okay, Mythic, now might be the time to charge these guys in. This isn't the time to look at your own units. Charge them in. Help, Mythic. No. Oh, God, he's going... Right. Well, his cav are going to die. I mean, maybe it's a good plan. Maybe he can sort of start getting in some charges, but he's now running away. Like, he has to start moving quickly, because this main line isn't going to... Or am I wrong? Maybe this main line is going to do pretty well. Sending up the pikes. But the Easterlings now trying to sort of counter with their own shock infantry. He gets a charge, though, and the Warlords of Rune aren't even charging. That should actually give the Lake Town Guard the advantage, even though they cost less. Like, look, they just get 12 kills straight off the bat. I mean, if they're in wedge formation, they'd be in a bigger lead right now. But, you know, that was a good charge. But yeah, you can see the quality of the shipment is just lacking compared to that of the low crim baseman. But let's see what the players can do. He gets a good charge into these archers, which I missed. But this is where he needs to just get out and then just go back in and just get a second charge off. You can see his cavalry's losing really badly. Not so much against the spear cavalry, although they are still losing. But against the Bane of the Steppes, they definitely are. So he's got his pikes in. But they're not really fighting. Okay, these guys are. And maybe you can start to do some magic. The Lake Town Guard turning around. Now, I'd like to say these guys are both evenly matched. I haven't really played with this new Lake Town Guard unit. I know they've been changed a bit. Their price has been upped and they've been buffed slightly, if I'm not wrong. Or maybe that was last update, who knows. But I definitely haven't seen enough of them to sort of understand. Over here, yeah, Mythic isn't going to win that. So what he needs to do is he needs to do as much with this cav unit as possible. But leaving them in combat against like two sword/archer units isn't going to be the best thing. His pikes, he's doing a good job with them here. So maybe his pikes would do quite well, you know? I mean, they're not the best pike unit, but they're definitely going to be able to beat shock infantry head on. And if they don't, well, then that's broken. Over here... I mean, the pikes are actually, yeah, they're helping out quite a bit, and maybe he is using them pretty well. Wow. Okay, I mean, yeah, that's not great. He has lost a unit already, and he needs to start doing more with these archers. He's focusing down the wrong targets. Maybe, literally just... Now, the moment these guys break, shoot everything into this unit. And is that what he's doing? That's what he's doing. Well, he should be doing that, because that is really smart, and I really hope he actually does that. Because then he could probably wipe out that unit instantly. So yeah, if we just take a look at the tactical map really quick, you can see sort of Mythic winning in the center, but on the other sides of the battlefield, he's struggling. His cav are losing. He's still got these guys in combat, and that's, yeah, it's just not what you want. Bit of a waste of a cavalry unit there. He managed to... Did he completely wipe out this Warlords of Rune? Or did they just move? Okay, they just moved. What are you doing with your archers, buddy? Yeah, he's been moving around these archers aimlessly for so long, and they haven't really been able to find a target. Let's see if we take a look at the casualties. So Boris is the allies, and Mythic is the enemy, I think. Yeah. Mythic's lost a lot more, but he's also brought a lot less quality. However, I don't know. It's hard to call this. I do think Boris is definitely in the lead. He needs to do more with these archers. Like, they're all obstructing each other right now. Like, they literally just need to be spread out in a line so they can shoot. Only one of these units is able to fire. See, if he was able to get good volleys like that, that would be fine. But, you know, that's not really a thing he's doing consistently. That was nice. That was nice. And yeah, his cavalry is all but practically finished on every single aspect. Whoa! What? Oh, no. Right, okay. For a second, I thought this was like a merchant escort beating something, and I was like, what? That's like the worst cav. But yeah. I mean, as this battle unfolds, once again, I don't like calling battles early, but you can tell everything's sort of going in Boris's favour. His cavalry getting freed up on sort of every flank. And while Mythic was winning in the centre, he hasn't done enough with this, and he's spent like 4,000 in this archer force and has barely used them at all. And yeah, they're not far away from dying. In the front line, the Violent Guard, they're obviously going to do a lot. They're a good unit, but, you know. I mean, look, I don't know. If they win this side, maybe they could... Yeah, It's definitely tough. I think Boris would have to like make some really bad mistakes at this point for Mythic to actually have a chance at winning. This cav are going to start ripping up. And look, he's starting to lose on the left flank. He's killing some. His pike's actually doing, yeah, better than I was expecting. Okay, so I'm gonna bite back on my words. His like pikes were actually some of the best units in this battle so far for him. You can see they've really performed. In terms of his general, if he dies soon, that's, I think, going to seal the deal in terms of this battle. Yeah. So, I mean, at this point, I guess we can just take a second to just scroll through this battlefield. We can turn that camera speed down a little bit. And this is definitely a start. Oh, wow. Okay. So they've managed to quickly rout two Easterlink units. And now they've completely freed up their centre. So this is a start. Now what he needs to do is he needs to get these guys moving as quickly as possible. Do you know what? At this point, don't bother running these guys away. Just blob them up, like all put them inside of each other. Get as much mass as possible. So that when these Bane of the Steppies charge you, they won't kill you. Yeah, but this is going to be bad. Yeah. Okay, you can see. They just instantly shatter through that. And now the Violent General going down. And yeah. We missed it, but a mass rout, cavalry routing, and that's it. Like that's it. Absolutely, battle's over just like that. So for the last bit, we can enjoy these two beautiful units fighting. Can we zoom in? We can zoom in. For some reason, this button sometimes does not work. But yeah, the Violent Guard are better than the local investment. So in a 1v1 fight, they'd win it, but this probably won't be a 1v1 fight for much longer. So. Yeah, so unless something absolutely magical happens, this is going to be Boris going into round 2 and Mythic eliminated from the tournament. You can sort of just see here, he's just down to the archers, and they're not going to have the most morale either, and once more of them die, they're going to start routing all at the same time. So I think Boris has sort of just laid off the pressure off of himself. You can see he's clearly not doing as much micro as he was at the beginning. Getting off some volleys into the Violent Guard, but you know, these efforts from Mythic to just sort of chase down these troops are far from ideal, or far from effective, if you want to say that. Locrum guys going back in, but I'm sort of just, wow, okay, never mind. Bane of the Steps are losing. Yeah. I mean, if Boris isn't careful, then, you know, if he loses too much of this cavalry and these archers can just run back, like, keep running and then getting off volleys and then running and getting off volleys, this really might turn sour. So Boris needs to clean this up, like, ASAP and not let these guys continuously fire. Not stick in combat, get some cycle charges off. The cavalry coming back, you just saw them get wiped out in the background. They're not going to get many more kills. And here we see the Lancers coming back in. Great charge, ripping through that unit. And yeah, hopefully, for Boris, at least hopefully, these charges should shatter the morale of these troops. They managed to kill quite a few more of these Bane of the Steppies with some more volleys. I know I'm saying Steppies, I'm sorry, it's such a bad habit, it's Steppe, I know. But yeah, I mean, yeah. Boris doing the right thing now. Constantly just cycle charging in and out. That doesn't look like it's going to be a charge. Yeah, that is not a charge. He didn't go far enough out. You can take a look back there. Geez, that one guy just ripped through the entire line. I love Cav in this game, man. Maybe slightly OP, but that's a conversation for another day. But yeah. Let's just take an angle down here. He's charging his archers in. You know, Boris really just sending everything he can to wipe out these units. They're actually staying alive quite a lot longer than I was expecting, to be honest. I guess the blob of the marksman of Dale is sort of enough to keep him at bay, but you can see the first unit starting to round, hopefully. I mean, still on 33 morale, yeah. I mean, these charges not doing anywhere near as much as I was expecting. But this should be a big one. These guys are moving. Is it just me, or is this cavalry moving really slowly? Is the game speed like slightly slower? Because this is not a normal speed for cav to charge at. Unless I'm going crazy. And there we go. Just like that. It just takes a little bit of morale shock, and then that is GG. So, well played to both of these players. They both went in with their clear ideas, and I think it just once again came down to sort of just a lack of micro. The key thing with cav is you need to constantly cycle charge, and that wasn't done as much. But you know, well played from both of them, and congratulations to Boris to making it to round 2. It is going to be the furthest he'll make it, but you know, that's fine because Boris is trash. But we don't say that to him at all.